Cognition is the mental activities associated with thinking, knowing, and remembering. There are three types of memory models, and the main memory model is called the Atkinson-Shiffrin model of memory, which includes sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Sensory memory is any stimuli that can be perceived.
Okay, so working memory, also known as short-term memory, can hold a limited amount of information for 30 seconds.
Long-term memory is where memories are permanently stored and can be retrieved.
Even though short-term memory can only hold a limited amount of information for 30 seconds, this information can be retained by using rehearsal or chunking. Chunking is a way of grouping information together in order to remember it easier.
Explicit memories are memories that can be declared, while implicit memories are memories of skills that can be performed without thinking and without recalling because of previous experience.
Let's go to Walmart to learn more about problem solving. We're going to be testing between the difference between a heuristic and an algorithm.
A heuristic is a problem-solving strategy that is used as a mental shortcut. So basically, since we're trying to find cereal and an artichoke, we have to look for the cereal section.
Okay, so we're looking for cereal. We are on our journey. We're gonna use an algorithm. An algorithm is a step-by-step procedure that guarantees a solution. So we're going through every single aisle in Walmart to find cereal. Okay.
A neural network is basically parts of the brain that help you with problem solving, like what we're doing today when we're trying to find where the cereal is. So there you go.
Okay, so beauty.
We're in the beauty section right now.
Okay, so I see no cereal in any
Where's the cereal?
of these
Nowhere.
products. Nowhere. The
But
cereal is nowhere.
We're just gonna
Okay,
keep going
right
through
here?
every aisle until we find the cereal.
Okay, this is artificial nails facial care. I don't see any cereal here. We'll have to keep on looking.
Unlike algorithm, we have to look at the signs to see where the cereal might be, because a heuristic is trying to find shortcuts. Look at that, we found cereal right there. Yeah, we'll go around. Other way. When we think of cereals, we automatically think of Honey Bunches of Oats because that's our prototype for cereal. So that means basically when you have a prototype, it's the first thing you think of when you think of a certain category, like cereal.
Loci. And the method of loci uses association of words on a list with visualization of places that we have already been to. So for example, like on my shopping list, I want to get a Kit Kat and I visualize that the Kit Kat is by the cash register, and I want to get school supplies and I know that that's at the back of Walmart, and I want to get clothes and I know that that's by the entrance of Walmart.
Those
sweet.
mnemonic devices.
So shopping is going good for us. All right.
Thank you, psychology.
Reconstruction is assembling information when a clear memory of specific events don't exist. So let's say that Michelle asked a worker where the garden center was, but the worker sort of didn't remember where the garden center was, so they just gave her false information based on inferences. That would be reconstruction.
Context-dependent memory,
Okay, so
which is when we can recall information in the same physical setting in which we encoded it in.
okay, so anyways, before Walmart, I was like, hey, where the heck is the shampoo? Where is it? And then I entered Walmart and I was like, shampoo, there you are. Like
Yeah.
A schema is a mental concept that helps inform people about what to expect in a variety of experiences. So when you go to Walmart, you should expect that there's gonna be shopping carts.
Cereal.
Okay, let's see.
Looks like we're in the cereal section now.
Oh my god, we found
found this-
Honey Bunches of Oats, the cereal.
Using
That we
an
were looking for.
algorithm.
We're back!
From Walmart. So, along with strategies to problem solving, there are also obstacles to problem solving. One type of obstacle is called fixation, and that is when you cannot solve a problem from a fresh perspective. An example of fixation is when you're taking an 11-question math test and you solve the first 10 problems using the same method, but not the 11th problem. That's when you're fixated on a strategy to use. A second type of obstacle to problem solving is functional fixedness, which is a failure to using an object in a creative way. An example for this is when you're going on a picnic and you have a tablecloth for the picnic, but then it starts raining and then you're just cold in the rain and you don't think about using the tablecloth to shield you from the rain. So you're just cold in the rain.
Okay, so there's also belief perseverance, and it's when you continue to cling to your own beliefs even when hearing the other opposing side's views and facts and information. And then there's also hindsight bias, and that's when you give an answer to something and then you find out the real answer and you're like, oh, I knew the whole time what it was. So that's it.
So confirmation bias is when you have an idea and you only find information that supports that idea instead of finding information that refutes your idea. And so basically, let's say you're doing a project on why antibacterial soap is bad. So you only would find articles that supported information that said, yeah, antibacterial soap is bad, it's terrible for you. And then you wouldn't find any information about why it's good for you. And then framing is how you state an issue or a question. So let's say I asked someone a question, I was like, what do you think of Michelle? And then I asked somebody else a question, and I was like, do you like Michelle? They may provide different answers based on what I asked them.
Okay, there are two types of thinkers, divergent and convergent. A divergent thinker is going to be creative and think in many alternative ways. As of with one divergent thinker, they're going to think of one solution and be directed at that one solution. They go one way.
Okay. The language acquisition theory was first brought up by Noam Chomsky, who stated that we have a wired predisposition to a universal language.
An example of this is when native Chinese speakers perceive time differently because of their language. They have words such as xia, which means down. They say xia ge yue, which means next month, but in exact translation means down a month. So they see time as going in a downward spiral. As with English, we see it as moving forward, like a timeline. We say things like on the right side of history.
However, this hypothesis was discredited because our environment is more likely to shape our words and our language. We are done! Hello. Hi. I make Perfect.